Welcome back to the Life Wide Open podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, Cormorant.
To the 3 people in Cormorant listening. We got a great podcast for you guys today. We're going to be answering some of your guys' questions that you had asked a couple podcasts back. We missed it on the previous one. And then obviously we'll be talking about Evan's new truck and all that. I don't even know where we want to begin. Probably on the truck.
Yeah, Ev, how does it feel, dude? Are you sad that your Chevy's gone?
I'm maybe a little bit sad because it was a good truck and it never really.
It's kind of
let me
the end
down.
of an era.
Mm-hmm.
Evan and Chev.
Yeah.
But
before that, you had a Chevy too, right?
Yeah, so it's almost like I've been driving the same
That's all
truck
he
for
knows.
like 5 years.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, this morning, Mike and I hijacked, full-on Grand Theft Auto'd Evan's truck out of our driveway, as well as his dirt bikes, both of them. And then we basically kind of punked him and ended up surprising him with a new to him, Ford Raptor that we had just spent the weekend building up. It's in our most recent YouTube video. It should be live now, so you can go check that out. But
So we were looking to buy Evan a new truck for a while. All of us were on the same page. Yeah, let's get him another Chevy. That makes sense. But then we were like, and there's nothing wrong
Evan
with
and
that.
Chev, it just made sense.
Right. There's nothing wrong with a fresh Silverado, but we're like, what is something that could kind of generate more content? And that's when we started moving towards the Raptor.
Well, also, though, I think the main thing was we were like, gosh, shit, I want to get him something cooler than this. Because there was, nice trucks, and there's nothing wrong with those, but we're just like, I don't know. We drive around cool cars. He should have a cool car, you know?
Exactly. Didn't feel quite as special or exciting.
Got a good deal on that. It's pop a picture up here. Stock Silver Raptor. Had Crandall come down, wrapped it. Had new wheels from Custom Offsets. Some of the sickest ones we could find. Some
Wheels, tires,
sick headlights from Morimoto.
Headlights.
It is sharp looking.
Yeah, and it's like a 10 out of 10 Gen 1 Raptor as far as condition goes. I'm not used to seeing them in that good a condition.
Dude, and I think that's how it's like, I can't really be sad about the old Chevy going by when this Raptor is so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ev, you've been just grinning all day, and I've been grinning too.
Dude, if someone just gave you a truck, you'd be cheesing for at least 24 hours.
I would be too. Dude, it was nerve-wracking for us, though, leading up to this, because, for one, we had to put it all together and then keep it a secret from you.
And we've had the truck for 3 weeks now.
Yeah, but, we finished wrapping that thing an hour before you got here. So, we didn't even have time to enjoy it. We had to pull it out, get a couple shots, and then go hide it away.
You guys are lucky I don't come into work early.
I know. I was checking your location the whole time. We were like, he's an hour out. He's an hour out. And
Yeah, usually we send Evan home for anywhere from 2 days to 4 days at most. And then we sent you home. You almost spent
got
a week at home.
Week vacation.
6 days at least.
Comes back and gets a new truck.
Damn, dude. I got to go on vacation.
Come work at CboysTV.
Dude, it was so awesome. And the best part for me was I was hoping you'd shed a tear, and you were so close, and I'll take it.
Dude, Evan, you were about to cry when you...
A lot of emotions in general.
Yeah, you were at the low, and then you went straight up to the highest high.
Well, dude, the low of no insurance on my bikes, insurance probably not covering my truck because I left the keys in it. So I just lost everything to gaining a sick truck. That's a big turnaround in 2 hours.
Yeah, it was such a perfect storm, too, because obviously we had the golf ball bandit come last week and leave the golf balls. And then that same day, some random person, which I'm assuming is a podcast listener, came and dropped off a lemonade stand that they had built for selling lemonade as well as the golf balls. There was no chubby kid with it, though. That was where I was confused, because I was like, what, we got to find
This
our
isn't
workers?
Wayfair.
So it was like, wow, that's weird. And then when Mike and I came in the night and dumped balls and stole it, it was just like, wow. It had to have been the same person. It all made sense.
We're wearing masks and everything we can possibly do to make it look legit.
Dude.
So, I mean, I had a good time.
It was so fun.
I think I'm going to start stealing cars now.
I think Mike and I might turn to a life of crime after this, because it's just...
It was so easy. No.
We might, hypothetically, but yeah, it was easy too. So, dude, when we got up at 5 in the morning and got all of our stuff on black. We had masks, and we're driving over there, and I don't know about you, but I was just kind of trying to get in character for it.
In the zone.
And I legitimately felt like, man, my life took just a turn, and now Mike and I have just resorted to stealing vehicles. And I was just like, we're doing this.
And
We're
it worked. I mean, just the best part about all of this, it's really hard to something that big, especially like pan it out without any sort of sussed vibes or anything. It's really difficult to do.
Yeah, there's so many variables. That's why it was so nerve-wracking, because it's just one little thing goes wrong and it's like the whole thing's shot and kind of the surprise is shot. And it's like you just wanted it to be good for the video and just everything.
And you looked so natural. Like, I watched that security footage, you know, a bunch of times, and I'm really looking for something in it.
Off.
And all I could see is two hoodlums making off with my truck and just getting more mad, not thinking, oh, that's my friends, just being like, these pieces of crap.
The best part is when we rolled up and you still had your bike in the back. I was like, this is perfect. And then your pitter was leaning on it, and we both just looked at each other and grabbed it and loaded that up too. Just took everything you owned.
Left me with nothing.
If your bike would have actually gotten stolen, that would have been equally, if not more sad than the truck.
Yeah.
You just got that pride and joy. Yeah, I mean,
You're getting mad too, Ev, because like I was laughing because I was like, this is so funny because he's buying in on it, but also then I had to like play it off, and you're like, oh, ho, 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 all my shit got stolen. It's so funny, CJ.
I know, dude. I did feel bad because you could just tell that you were getting really rattled. And I was like, it'll be worth it because I know we're doing something good. But if we're just doing that and just stealing it just to play a prank on you, I would have felt so bad because I could see that you were obviously quite upset. And it sucks. When someone steals from you, too, you just feel so violated.
I felt like I was going to puke. Like, reality had set in that my truck actually got stolen. My bikes are gone. Maybe we're going to recover my totaled truck, which is, what's that worth?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I guess I'm just going to have to try to, you know, I thought we were going to go film something else today. So it's like, how am I going to act normal while taking this big loss? Like, I don't want to rub off on the crew. But
that was
Damn,
a total roller coaster there. It was like part of you was about to vomit because you were so just anxious and upset, and then the other part of you was like, well, you know, we're gonna get this figured out. We got a job to do here. We got more things to film. Like you were ready to like go. We're gonna film rollers of the Broncos, and you were ready to like just accept it.
Just take the L for the
You
day.
took it like a
Just,
man.
Yeah.
but like once it's gone, short of like calling the cops, I guess, and reporting it, I mean, you can't. You could
go
drive
look.
around and look, but that's a waste of time. You're never going to find
They
it.
just park it out down the road right in their front lawn.
So, yeah, I just figured it was a loss and just had to move on.
God, that was funny. That was fun, though, straight up. That was a lot of fun, being that it all came together.
Right. Yeah, it was one of the bigger like surprises we've done.
Yeah.
The
maybe
biggest
It was a pretty
sure.
intricate prank. I mean, we had to hop in that other car, and like there was a lot of moving components.
Well, Ev, you fucking deserve that, Raptor.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
You've been
100%.
here a short time, but you've made a big impact, and we
Yeah.
love having you around.
No, you 100% deserve it.
The
I-
worst part was having you be gone for 7 days and missed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that was rough. I think Nikki appreciated it, but I was
That's
getting
good.
lonesome.
That's good.
Hey, did you tell did you tell Nikki or your parents or
Oh, yeah.
anything?
Yeah, so I told Nikki because I actually called her this morning when I thought it was sincerely stolen, and she was like, oh, those guys are probably playing a prank on you. And I'm like, no. Like, and then I explained all X, Y, and Z on the security footage, and we've already talked to the sheriff, and yeah, it's not a prank. This is real. So then when I told her afterward, I mean, she was super hype. She's been on me to like buy something nicer anyways. And yeah, I called my mom, and she was super hype.
What'd she say?
I actually led her down the trail that it got stolen. Like, I went for a few minutes, and she's like, what's going on? Oh, well, this morning or last night, my truck got stolen, and went through the whole thing, said whatever, and we pulled up, and then I like
Nice.
flipped the FaceTime around to the truck, and
She's
then,
probably
yeah,
so confused. She's like, what?
yeah, and so she was super hype, super
that's
happy
so
for
great.
me, and
What'd she say?
I don't even just that it's awesome. It's just
Yeah.
super happy. I guess I don't even know.
Cool.
That is awesome. She didn't say anything about me though. Nothing. Just kidding.
She said something about that annoying little Ben.
I ask, and then because I'm on comes Ben. Maybe this is just big news for me, but last night I discovered something that I feel like could help a lot of people. You know how when you're like laying in bed and your girl's like, I want to go to bed, but you don't want to. You want to keep watching YouTube on like the TV. Mm-hmm. You can connect your AirPods to the TV. Did anyone else know that? How fucking cool is that? Maybe it doesn't.
I didn't know that.
I didn't actually.
That's a big impact on my life because I don't have to stop watching then and go to bed.
But I could relate to that, though, with using the Xbox and the headset.
Yeah, I guess.
But I've never thought about watching
Dude,
TV with a
fucking,
headset.
I'm laying in bed with my AirPods. It was the best.
And it's just right there, too.
Yeah,
It's
you
probably
connect
better.
it. Bluetooth, I was amazed, actually. I don't know. Maybe it's not as big of a
No,
deal
that's
to you guys,
pretty
but
cool.
I thought it was a big deal. Let's move on to the some of the questions that we had been asked a couple weeks ago. I actually had something written down because I was genuinely curious because I've been thinking about it myself. I want to find something that's like a hobby that has nothing to do with work. Like nothing to do with work, nothing to do with like drinking, anything like that. Just like a new hobby
Okay.
that I'm doing strictly because I enjoy it. No camera, nothing.
And you're this is open ended. You haven't found it yet.
No.
I was going to
I'm
say
curious,
golf,
like,
but you said
golf.
no drinking.
Yeah, it's true. I guess you can drink.
And you're thinking
Okay,
like
then
that.
golf.
But
Golf
you're-
would be a good one then.
And you're thinking
You're right,
you want to
that
find
should.
something completely fresh.
I'm just curious, like,
I got a
what would-
big list of hobbies that I already have that I'd love to tackle.
But what is some?
I mean, it'd be like golfing,
Yeah,
fishing, two things that take a lot of time that I really enjoy doing that I strictly just don't do because they take time.
too much time.
You could like build one of those ships in the bottle.
That just sounds like too much.
I
Holy
mean, yeah,
shit.
like
I'd be so
like,
mad doing that.
like welding would be fun. Tearing down like my 150 and painting the frame black, like that to me seems like a good time.
Throwing rocks at trains.
Right, like hitting rocks with baseball bats.
Oh, throwing
Mailboxes.
big
Stealing
things
cars.
off
Oh
of
my
a
gosh,
bridge.
stealing cars.
Yeah,
You want to do this, Mike? Me and you.
Could be your guys' new side hustle.
Fuck, we know it'd be profitable until we go to jail.
yeah. I was just gonna say, I was like, if you didn't get caught, it'd be a very good investment return there.
And you guys kind of only did do the easy part. Like turning the stolen vehicle into money is probably harder than getting the vehicle.
Yeah, I'd
You
agree.
just got to know the right guy.
Yeah, at the scrapyard.
No, dude, you don't want to just scrap it. You want to sell it. If you steal a nice enough vehicle, you bring it to the chop shop and they'll take certain parts off. Or you put it in a container and you get it. You know what? Never mind. I don't want to tell everyone.
Don't want to
put
give
it in
up
a
the business
container and
plan.
you ship it over to like
Zimbabwe.
Where do they send it? Yeah, they send it to just like third world countries.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean, and they do that a lot with like the Mopar vehicles because they can steal them.
Yeah, with just the thing.
Just like an iPad. Like it's basically some kind of, I don't know what's it called.
it's like
when
a code repeater.
yeah,
or something
what's it
like
called
that.
when you
Frequency?
have like
It's a relay attack.
like the RFI code? It's basically just like you have just like a key, but you have it on your iPad and you can have it in there and it'll unlock the car, start it, and they drive that thing off.
So crazy.
Like they for a while there was like a ring of people that were going around and hitting like dealerships. They would like be in and out so goddamn fast with these like Hellcats more so. But
Can you imagine that being your line of business? Also,
dude,
I don't
it's
know
like,
why.
it's like modern day
That's what I'm
Fast and
saying.
Furious.
I don't know why you do it if
Or
you
present real
weren't
life.
like if it wasn't your business. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't making money off of it and doing multiple, I don't know why you'd do it. Like, why would you steal a car and flip it and just be done after that? I guess that's quick cash, but I feel
Maybe
like,
you need it.
yeah, people who like steal cars and flip them, like it's an ongoing thing.
well, I always think this when I watch like movies when there's like big drug dealers and stuff like that. Do you ever watch one of those movies and they get
can never-
super loaded and you're like,
They
just
don't
quit.
stop.
Just
They
quit.
never
You're-
stop.
You're already good, dude. You got more money. Your whole family's, all the brothers.
They're tearing off drywall and putting money in the walls in certain drug related. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
like
but
they
just quit.
can't stop. Also, well, whenever it's drug related, and then there's the higher up boss, and then you say, "I want to get out," and they're like, "Well, if you want me to
can't.
shoot you, yeah, you can get out." You know, like that's sometimes how it is. But
Yeah. So, anyways, that's what you do with the vehicle after you steal it.
send it to Zimbabwe.
So you just need to make some connections in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. then find a shipping guy. Also, some shipping containers. We could probably use the ones down below us.
Well, fellas, you want to get into some questions?
Yes, I would love
Got
to.
a good handful of some good ones. I filtered them out here. We'll pull Ben in here too.
Howdy, Ben. All right, hit us
What's
with
up,
some
guys?
of these
Good
questions.
job, Ev. Congrats on the Raptor.
Dude, the only thing your Raptor needs, now I realize it, is this. On the back
Big shocker on the
Big
back?
shocker on
Well,
the back
we were actually gonna get a sticker for the back that says Hog on board. If you guys listen to the podcast, you know Evan's Hog. And then we were thinking, well, what if we just went a step farther and then we just got a license plate made for him that just said Hog or Big
the
Hog,
Hog, yeah.
or the Hog, something like that. Honestly, we
Evan
still
cruising
could.
around town
He's
when he
definitely
gets
the
back,
hog.
goes back home. Big
Yeah.
hog.
The
Yeah,
hog.
he thinks he's just the
they
man
go
or something.
So subtle.
Evan's changed.
The dude rolling around with a neon green dirt bike and a bright red Firetruck Raptor. The dude's ego is just massive now.
He's a part of Junior Firefighters Association.
Yeah, the fire
Junior
truck.
Firefighters of America.
But also, I mean, I forget about
JFFA.
this sometimes too because there's the fun aspect of it and all of our fans seeing it. So like Steve as my license plate, I love. It's hilarious. And then people who also watch the channel and this and that, that's funny. Steve. Then I forget random people that see it. Then I don't. Maybe it's not so funny. That's
Does anyone
whatever.
ever say anything about
I think
it?
that should be
No.
a stipulation.
No- nobody
Ev has
has
to get
ever-
a fucking custom license plate.
No.
Yeah,
oh,
Big
yeah,
Hog.
yeah, totally. The hog or big hog. But so again, if fans are seeing him, it's all good. We're seeing him. All the people that know what's going on don't think anything of it. Haha, that's funny. Other people are like, this dickhead. Driving a bright.
Do you think
Rap-
people look at like Hog like he's a dick? Well,
Yeah.
It says Big Hog,
If
and
it-
I jump out of the
he goes.
They're gonna look at him.
I don't know. It's just an idea. Sleep on it.
What's it like staying in your hometown as adults? I'm from a small town and think about whether or not I'll stay or leave after school. Where did all you guys want to end up?
I've heard this many times. I think people are like, no matter what you do, you don't have to move away forever, but move out of your hometown. I definitely believe in that. It can be for a year. Move somewhere else at some point for some period of time. Get away from your hometown just so you know something else. So I believe in that. So I think I would, but I have no idea where.
The thing is if we weren't doing YouTube, the only other occupation we could do is like work at a gas station or be like a bartender
Okay, I mean that's
and work
Or
and,
if
and
you like to
live
start
in
your own
Cormorant.
business.
that's not,
I suppose, yeah, you
that's
could work
not
in
true.
construction.
You can
but
drive back and forth.
There's a lot of stuff you can do.
I guess I was just thinking of like what you would do
Like
living directly in Cormorant. Like
Yeah.
there's not. It's basically a village, so
lawn
you don't
mow-
have
you
a
could-
whole lot of
you
options.
could
But
definitely do well having a lawn mowing business or being a bartender.
true.
Yeah.
Honestly, I get asked that question by my girlfriend a lot because, you know, like she's like, I don't know if I want to live here in like this small town like the rest of my life, or if I do like come back here, you know, will I regret not leaving for a couple of years if like I want to come back and like start a family and like live here forever? Like, would I regret not leaving for a couple of years? And I'm like, honestly, I understand, but like now where we're at is like, I don't really have an option, so I don't even think about it.
Yeah,
same.
definitely.
Whereas, like, what am I going to do? Just up and sell the shop, quit the YouTube channel, and then go and start a completely different occupation? Otherwise, I have to convince 5 of my best friends to move with me somewhere. And hey, guys, let's move somewhere else and just keep making
Yeah,
videos.
we're tied at the hip. I think that you should go wherever you want to be. If you're happy where you're at, stay there. I personally love it here.
Me too.
I love it here. And we're legitimately the youngest people here that walk around, at least and socialize with other people. Because, dude, so for instance, there's a benefit at one of the restaurants that we go to a lot. And they asked if we'd donate. So I went over there and brought a bunch of merch and 509 helmet and some stuff from all of us to donate to the benefit. And I walk in there. It's already hopping at the restaurant. I've never been there so early because it was at like 5 o'clock. Normally we're still filming or working or doing something. But I went in to just drop stuff off. Everyone there is probably 50 plus, average age over 60 because they're all retired, and they retired and they had money and they got these lake homes. They're just about to leave and go to Florida for the winter. But everyone's just, hey, how's it going? And I'm talking to them. And I was like, honestly, before I even got there, excited to go in to see who I would see. And I don't know, I just love it here. I like the people. Yeah, so I wouldn't want to go anywhere else.
That's still an option, though. If you guys have been listening for a while, last year we talked about after we went to Florida, we were like, shit, we should buy a place here. That's still an option. We might do that. But then again, if we get like wifed up or have kids, then we're kind of back to like
Travel back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, we were still talking about.
Could they do that? Like, I don't know if we'd have like that option.
If you go for certain periods of time, think about actors or other businessmen or whatever. They sometimes have to go for the week and then they come home for, you know, another week. And
how do you think they'd feel about us just going to Florida for a week?
well, how do you think they'd feel when we're?
I know what you're saying, but I'm just thinking about it from like their side.
But
Yeah, that was actually one of the questions. I had forgotten to copy it in, but it was like, what happened to Florida? Because last year we were so hooked on it.
That's still in the cards, and like you said, we are tied at the hip, and the only way that it would ever work is if we all do it together. And we would do that because we talked about it, and logistically that would work.
Yeah,
it would actually work for us to rent, lease, possibly buy a place in Florida and do a month or a month and a half off and on there in the winter.
Yeah, I was driving around thinking why nothing has progressed on Florida. And I thought about us and I go, we kind of tend to deal with whatever's in front of us. And once summer came, we went, we're not thinking about Florida, but like December is going to hit and we're going to be like, yo, we need to get a place in Florida.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know why. And I know renting's not ideal. I just kind of like the idea of at least the first winter doing it.
Getting your feet wet.
Yeah, exactly.
See how often you use it, if it's actually something that would be good. But then you don't really have your own land type of stuff, which is a problem too. But I don't know. And it turns out, thank goodness we didn't buy a place in Florida.
Yeah.
Because not saying that we would be on the water, but it sounds like, I mean, obviously there's a lot of damage and that sucks, dude. Like I feel bad for anybody who's in Florida or owns property there that is taking a loss right now, because as we've been finding out, at least I newly found out, if you're close to the water and your house gets messed up, insurance don't cover it.
It's like leaving your keys in your truck.
Yeah, same thing. But
yeah, similar.
This is worse.
Well, so yeah, we have like our friend Levi. He's down in Sarasota, and he's in an apartment building, and he stayed, and he's been sending me videos, and it is crazy. I never realized really, like, so Hurricane Ian, hit, and it was, I think, like 140-mile-an-hour winds, and they've been having 140-mile-an-hour winds for like 14 hours at this point.
That's not the gust.
Like,
that's the steady.
That's the wind. Like,
Holy.
the storm is literally moving at 10 miles an hour, so it's effectively like having a tornado over you for an entire day, and it's raining. It rained like 15 inches when around the wall. 15 inches of rain.
So is this a bad hurricane?
It
or
is,
like how often
so.
does a hurricane
like
of this size
5
hit Florida?
something like this has never hit Florida, and I believe this is one of the most powerful hurricanes ever.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like it
really bad.
historical.
I shouldn't
Hopefully
say
no one's getting hurt. Obviously,
Yeah.
hopefully people were able to evacuate.
So
It
what
seems
was
like they had a good warning.
Yeah, they definitely had the warning when it came up.
what was Hurricane Katrina? Because
was
when I think of like the
Dude,
worst
that was
hurricanes, like,
devastation.
but
that's
was
what
that
comes to mind.
Louisiana, right?
That was
New Orleans, I thought.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
I think it seemed like I remember that as a kid and seeing it.
Yeah, that was.
Dude, that
were
was
they caught,
crazy.
like, were they not suspecting it? Were they caught off guard? Because there was, like, people, so many dead.
It's because New Orleans sits below sea level, and like all the levees failed, so then all the water.
Oh.
Yeah, people were, like, trapped on their roofs. People died. It was terrible.
Yeah, and I think it's just because there were so many people. They just can't. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
I mean,
where do you
obviously
go?
you should leave.
And
but
some people don't have anywhere to go.
yeah, you can. It's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to sleep in your
You
car
don't have
300
money.
miles away?
You don't have a car. You're like, what do you do? Straight up. And everyone's trying to leave. You can't leave, you know? So, but
So like what's
Yeah.
going on now in Florida to like all these buildings?
So
Is it flooding or
I
is it
can-
just ripping the roofs off of
the
them?
worst part is the storm surge, which I believe this is like the worst storm ever. And they're getting like up to 15 feet. So like the ocean is rising 15 feet. I'll pull up videos of Fort Myers Beach, which is a place like I've vacationed. Like it's getting into the second level of houses across the entire island.
What?
Like the island's pretty small, like probably a mile wide. So the entire island is covered in like probably 10 feet of water. And it's just like literally ocean waves just rolling through the town. Like it's the most crazy thing I've ever seen.
So it's like complete destruction.
Yeah. And I mean, all those places, I don't even know like what that town's going to be like. Like, I don't even know how you can rebuild.
Because insurance doesn't pay for, if you're in a certain zone, you were telling me, like,
Dude, where do you go from there?
fucking money down the drain.
Yeah, so that's the worst part. No insurance will cover it. You get like FEMA will pay for some of it, but I think it was like 200 grand, best case. And that's like if they give you everything. And he's like, you don't really get that. You know, you never get the max.
So like at the end of the day, you probably just have a bunch of, you know, if it's as bad as it's going to be and is bad, the country comes together just like Katrina. People come down. People come to visit and help out and do whatever. Volunteer. It's all volunteer. People donate. But like that money goes to the worst of it.
But it's
like,
still, it's like, what are you going to do? Is everybody going to rebuild the houses?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So this, I'll pull up this graphic.
Out the money, dude.
Is it only hitting the Gulf?
Yeah, what's Miami looking like?
Miami's on the other side. I think Miami will be okay. We can go.
I think one of the craziest, I haven't seen a whole lot on it, but I saw.
This is the craziest graphic. This is how much of the area will be flooded. Like, that's like legitimate underwater flooded.
No
My gosh.
way.
Pretty nasty.
My girlfriend's dad actually lives
Yeah,
right
they're up
next
in
to
here.
Cape Coral. And he's got a boat on the lift, like a nice ass boat. So I don't know, maybe insurance covers that? I have no
maybe
fucking
the
idea.
boat. Yeah.
So in summary, Minnesota can suck. We got blizzards. We get rain. It's not all that nice here always. But there's two things we don't have. One, fucking hurricanes. And two, we don't have every bug can't kill you.
Yeah.
I think that about like Arizona too. I'm like, at least I don't have to worry about being stung by a scorpion in my sleep, you know?
And big ass snakes.
There's
Big
upside.
ass snakes, exactly.
Yeah, well, definitely be thinking, praying about them.
Yeah.
Like, the whole
All the people
like,
down in
about
Florida.
all of them, like that map that you just showed that makes me
Gnarly.
way more heartfelt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea it was that bad.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. And of course, you know, there's media always sensationalizes things. So it'll be interesting to see what really happens. But yeah, it's crazy. You click around on Snap Maps and it's like everybody like a foot of water in their front yard, you know? Like,
Yeah. Crazy.
okay, so this is actually one of my favorite questions by OG Rippers. If you guys couldn't drink, how do you think that would affect your life?
We'd be fine.
I think we'd be like absolutely
Way better off.
killing it. We'd be so much more productive. Our relationships would flourish.
It would just
Probably
be
not as
way
happy,
better.
though.
Yeah, I
don't
guess.
know.
I don't think we'd have as much fun.
No,
Yeah, we wouldn't.
definitely
Okay,
not.
that's the end.
I
Yeah, we
think
wouldn't have
we'd
as much fun. Maybe.
Probably be happier, maybe, but
We'd live a much healthier.
healthier and happier.
Yeah, I guess
But,
that's like a boring answer, but it's like exactly what you think would happen. Like,
Yeah.
like
Do any of
we'd
us
be like Mormons, dude? We
Productive.
already pretty much only work. Now I think about like straight up, but you would really only work. Like you would just like get done working here, and then you'd probably go home and start working on something else.
'cause
Like,
what else are you gonna do? We just
Right.
work and play. There's no in between. There's no relaxation.
and the line sometimes is most time is blurred. You know? It's like, where
It
is
goes
the work and
quickly
play?
from work to
You're
play.
already kind of doing it, yeah. But anyways, but
start playing. Then you
or
might as well
even
start
I think
working.
there's something to be said about I mean, Evan can definitely contest this, but we all can. So if you're about to mow the lawn, you're like, well, let's get a little loaded up on tees. That's I mean, like I'm the same way with if I'm gonna work on my dirt bike, I will start cracking them, and it's like, how much faster could I work on my dirt bike if I wasn't cracking open teas or beers?
Yeah,
Probably
dude, you'd
stuff
have
like
that. You'd have that 150 frame powder coated by now.
I would, yeah. Like it's stuff like that. So
CJ would have already have found his other hobby.
yeah,
It is funny though.
I'd have a lot more money in my bank account. I'll tell you that.
So how much did you spend at Zorba's this year?
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know how much I've spent this year, but so the way Zorba's works is it's just like this restaurant, but also a hop and bar for a lot of the summer people that come around here. Because keep in mind, we live in a vacation area, but we still go there a lot. Anyways, and our buddy Brian owns the bar. Anyways, so they give you these cards if you're a local, and it's like a benefits type of card. So basically,
It's a rewards
every
card.
time a rewards
Anybody
card.
can have it.
Yes. No, it's a locals card.
It's
Well,
called
I mean,
the
it's
locals
called-
card. Anyone can have it.
Yeah.
Makes
Okay,
you feel better.
Never mind. Anyone can get this rewards card. You swipe it every time that you spend money there, and it keeps track of it. And then they'll like, when you spend certain amounts, it like adds up, and you can win like a free T-shirt or like a free beer or a free pizza. Anyways, I got $100 gift card which is like the end of the road rewards card. That's like the highest reward you get.
You are a top tier customer.
And I asked him, I was like, what? How much did I have to spend to get this? $10,000.
Whoa.
I've spent $10,000 when I swipe my rewards card at Zorba. And I got my rewards card in 2019. So that means I've done that in 3 years.
That's disturbing because we only go to Zorba's like 25% of the time.
That is true, dude. There's
you'd have a lot more
much other restaurants.
But I mean, you got to buy groceries. I don't know. I just I was just pretty happy about it. I said, hey, you know,
thank you for the
I'm glad I'm able to help support. And thanks for the good times.
So good at supporting local businesses.
That stressed me out when you told me that because I don't know when I got my locals card. It was before 2019, but I've also hit that tier.
Yeah, so you've done
and
it.
I was like, oh, they used to give a bottle of Dom Perignon.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool. I thought that was cooler because, I got a $100 gift card to a restaurant I eat and drink at all the time.
Dude.
Like, who cares? It kind of, but the Dom, kind of cool. Pop it up with your friends.
Our buddy Ben, he's a little bit, he's probably got, I don't know, 8 years on us. He's done it 4 times.
Whoa.
4 times he's gone around the sun is what they refer to it as.
It resets afterwards.
Yeah. That's 40 grand.
Well, shit,
Pretty
dude, you've
impressive.
done it 3 and...
I've done it 3 years,
a 1 in 3 years.
CJ,
You're on a
don't
good
give
track.
up, man.
Dude,
Don't give up,
More
bro.
times around
Hey,
the sun.
by the 4th or 5th one, you might have found that hobby, though, you know?
All right.
I don't know, though. To answer the question, honestly, we have a lot of fun outside of, like, filming and everything that is just kind of, like, brought out, not by booze, but just, like, because of us just, like, kind of being in, like, a different atmosphere and like, more relaxed.
Yeah.
It's like we're always just like go grinding, and then that's like our time to kind of just like chill and just like cut loose and have a good time.
And we still sometimes are working while we're drinking or partying. Or
yeah, we're making connections and we're, you know, hobnobbing and shit.
I feel like it's a nice little reward sometimes because like you're working hard like throughout the whole day and you're like, man, like when I get done with this and I have a beer with dinner, it's like you're looking forward to that and you're like, we got to work hard and get this done, make this happen.
This is how we justify it. I think this is
That's
the first
probably a
form of
terrible
alcoholism.
Yep.
I don't know, but
No,
it's
but
just like a nice way of rewarding yourself for doing good.
There is like truth to that because there's plenty. I almost called us athletes, dude.
Whoa.
Jesus.
But there's like a lot of events that we go to. Let's just say like snowmobile athletes. Some of them don't drink for a good reason. They're whatever. They're keeping her fit, keeping her good. But we go to
Keeping it tight.
we go on trips and stuff. And if we didn't do that aspect, like go out, booze it up, like we wouldn't meet the like fans that we meet. Like otherwise we would just like hang out, I guess, like in our hotel room or like go bowling or something. I don't know. But we go like, I don't know, when we went to like Revelstoke or something, we just end up like having the craziest times, and we wouldn't do that if we weren't planning on going out to drink.
Right.
Like
I agree. I agree completely.
Fuck, dude, you talked me into it. I'm gonna
Dude, you kind of got me fired up there, Mike. Kind of got me thirsty.
Those are some of my like
question.
favorite times. Like I just saw like a clip of Axel Hodges at Redbud, and he's like, I'm pretty sure he wasn't the only one to use this line, but he's like, I came here to ride dirt bikes and drink beer, and I'm done riding dirt bikes for the day. And everyone's like, yeah. They're just like so pumped. Well, people like that, and everyone was so pumped that he said that, and they're like, yes, we're all the same. We're all the same. So
Yeah.
it's a good aspect of it.
What's another question?
How do you guys have these hilarious podcasts knowing your parents are just listening to everyone?
Hey, Mom.
Act like they're not.
Evan's
Yes,
mom
sometimes-
listens.
Yeah.
My dad told me this weekend, he's like, yeah, me and your mom were watching some of the podcast, and she said, you can't tell Evan we watch these.
Oh, she said you.
Dude, honestly, I'm pretty used to it at this point. Like, everything we do is basically online for the world
true.
to see.
Yeah.
And, like, the parents have been watching. I'd much rather have my parents watch these podcasts than our old videos.
That's what I was going to bring up, dude. I remember when we first started making our old videos, we had such potty mouths. And it was just not even like, they weren't even good swears. We were just swearing to swear. And I remember my family telling us to, oh, it'd be better if you didn't swear. And we were like, no, fuck that, dude. And then now I look back and I go, ooh, yeah, I wish we didn't maybe swear as much.
Honestly, me personally, I just don't really have any problem with it. It just comes with the territory. And my parents are, I think
they're all supportive.
I'm 26 now, like, and I really haven't ever hid that much from them. Like, I remember, like, when I was a senior in high school, I'd been drinking beers and stuff, and it was no, like, hidden thing in our family. Obviously, they didn't support it. It's like, I really haven't hid that much. I was like, yeah, I'm going there to drink some beer, and, like, I don't know. That was
always your great
I've
thing.
always
You never
been
had to hide
transparent.
anything.
Yeah, no, it's quite the opposite. Because, like, I mean, I don't know if anyone knows this. I know you guys do, but for the first, like, year, I would say year of our channel, maybe more, I didn't even tell my parents that it existed.
No way.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Because I knew we were not clean at all as far as language and a few other things, but mostly language. And I just was like, if they're not watching the videos, I'm in better shape. So they didn't know the channel existed until after a year of it existing.
But also, dude, it's like, this is, if you're not relying on them, like, realistically, like, once you're an adult, you can do whatever you want, dude. Like, yeah, it might be, like, embarrassing.
I was just saying, it's still embarrassing.
It's like, you can have that, but also it's just, like, it's the same thing. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I used to be, like, so, like, embarrassed of the idea of, like, having a girlfriend. Because, when you're, like, when you go to, like, your family events, like, you got a girlfriend yet? And they kind of, like, razz you a little bit and stuff. And I always used to think, like, this will be so embarrassing, like, when I grow up and actually get a girlfriend, like, have to bring her, like, around and stuff. But, like, I don't know. They're just people, too. Like, your parents have probably done all the same stuff that you've done.
Did your parents say anything about the Evan Hogg podcast?
I don't know if my parents honestly watch all of them.
Yeah, my dad always says
It's
he
tough for
catches
him to
up on
keep
his
up.
drive. So, yeah, he misses some.
That was like the one that my mom was like, I had to turn it off.
Really?
Yeah.
That one
She didn't want to hear about Evan's hog?
My dad thought it was so funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious,
I think he
bro.
congratulated Evan next time he saw him.
Every time I see him, he makes a comment like, the hog.
Yeah. Everyone
The
loves
hog.
Evan's hog except for Ben's mom.
Thank God.
All right, what else we got?
When one of the boys uses their own vehicle toy asset in a video, do they get more of the ad rev from that video than the other boys? For instance, the main bit in the video is Ryan doing a burnout or flipping a jet ski, causing to pull up and cost him thousands. Does he get compensated?
Almost never.
No. I
Which
mean,
is
my
just
back
how
bumper's
it-
all
how it's-
burnt and on fire.
Yep.
I had to buy a whole new back bumper. That was like $5,000
Yeah.
for the GTR, and like it was kind of part of it. It was a risk I had to take.
Right. And I
was willing to
blowing
take,
the
too.
tranny racing Ken. I was like,
Oh,
that was an iffy one too, because I was like, completely my fault. Whose fault is it? Clearly mine.
It's like one of those
and
things
then
that
I could have paid 5 G's for, and then next thing I know, I'm like, I just spent $10,000
to
Yeah.
race Ken?
to race Ken, essentially. But
you also like benefit from it, and also at the same time, we do determine certain things. Though.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, like, hey, let's say Ryan had his TRX or something, and let's say it wasn't under warranty or whatever, and we were like, go drift it through the snow, and he ends up messing up his CV axle.
Or even the tires. We were
Or
like,
even-
all right, you're going to break your tire, or you destroy your tires. We'll
Yeah,
comp the
so
new
like for
ones.
instance on Ryan's Camaro, this is a better example. He went and did a drift course with it, and then he also did the burnouts when he first bought it. We said we'd buy you the new set of tires for that.
stuff like that. But
Like stuff like
that's
that.
a
But that's
great
like
question.
predetermined. That is a good question.
I would say
It would
any-
also be a nightmare from the accounting side.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because like what you guys got to realize also, or the guy asking the question, is like the videos make money forever. Like they make money forever. So it's
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
So what? The last 400 videos are broken up into percentage of
Yeah.
like who gets
Yeah.
what.
I always look at it as it's for the greater good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many days someone else is doing more than me, and so if that's my thing, it's like this is my time to shine. This is my time to pull my weight.
Totally.
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of at that point too. Like I
I don't want to. Yeah.
Has anyone ever really lost out other than like Ryan's jet ski? I feel like was
other than that,
really the
Pretty
only
bad.
time that.
Your transmission for
but
sure.
I'm still.
But I feel like his transmission, he bought a
yeah, but he-
2002 WRX and launched it a couple times. Like that
Right.
was bound to happen.
at the end of the day, I think it's just your jet ski. Other than that, I think
Like
it's
think
all
about
positive.
my clutch. Like my clutch went out in the Evo when I raced
Yeah.
Mike, and like,
You're like,
I had to
need
buy
a
a new
new one.
clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like a wear part, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
They think this is the wrong word to use, but like we keep it pretty loose as far as everything goes. Definitely the wrong word to use, but like we keep it loose as far as what we nothing's cutthroat. Oh well, seriously, like I feel like I should get some money for that. There's none of that.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
I mean,
there's no.
we're not. Yeah, like if honestly, if someone was like pretty entitled to like some kind of earning,
It's already there.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's already there. There
No one
never
really
has
puts
to
up
be.
a fuss.
Yeah, there never has to be a. I don't think this is fair. Like, which is incredible.
I would say honestly, we're pretty lucky. Like we never really fight about money. Like no one.
No.
We're
Yeah.
all very, very giving. Like I was thinking about this today, relative to other YouTube channels that are way bigger than us, make way more money than us. We give away more than a lot of people. I would say 99% of them. And we give away like bigger things too. Like I don't know. I just feel like we're very gracious. And I'm not saying about me, but just everyone. Like we just give away a lot.
It's more fun. But yeah, what
Or not.
Ryan said to recap like that, I mean, for the greater good. That's all of our moods for the greater good.
I think the other thing to reflect on what you said, CJ, is everyone has like the same ownership in the bank account, right? So it's like it hurts a little bit less because it's only 1/5 yours. So it's like, oh, let's give away a $10,000 unit. Well, it's like you'd be only in like $2,000 personally if you were to like take
Yeah.
that 10 grand and like pay it out.
break
But
So it's like,
yeah.
you know, it's like a little bit less like personal wise,
Right.
I guess.
You
with
still
it.
have skin in it.
Yeah, you
If
still have
some-
skin
yeah,
in it, but it's not just like straight yours. But then on the other side of that, like, dude, if we were just like a one solo YouTuber, like even just making like what the company makes for us, and granted we spend so much money, but like one solo guy, like I think about like Braden Price talking to Miller last time, like we know how much he's making, and he's one guy. Like that dude's balling,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know? And
just let 'em
then
know.
it's really hard to get in their mind of like, damn, why don't they like spend more on videos or like reinvest more? Because you know how much they're making.
I agree. I've thought about that for sure too. As a single or a duo group, pulling the exact same numbers, doing the same things we are as far as numbers, it'd be unreal. And then I'm like wondering why they would, you know.
You want to know why? Not all of them are into certain things. Like let's say a lot of people, YouTubers, can't make videos on cars, so they can't really justify buying a dope car. And maybe
true.
they don't. Maybe they're not super into it. We are lucky that we can pretty much make a video and make anything entertaining. Not trying to sound cocky or anything, but like we just are good at having fun with legitimately anything. Like I can go buy 12 basketballs and we will make an awesome bit with them, blowing them up. Like it's easy for us to justify pretty much anything. Like I can't think of anything that I've bought that wasn't used for video, straight up. Like it always is. It always turns back around and
You even-
makes entertainment.
Even
you know?
filled your house with barn animals.
Yeah, like I buy a freaking, the one thing I thought wasn't, and then that ended up being good too. You know?
Yeah. I had a meeting with our accountant last week, and he was just like, look, I'm in the passenger seat. You're the driver. I can tell you what to do, but at the end of the day, you're driving the ship. You're driving the car. You make the decisions, and I'll just tell you, I'll just be the passenger saying, oh, maybe do this or put your blinker on here, but you know what you're doing.
It's good.
I think that's a good answer. I don't know.
How do you guys handle the idea of long-term success with content and staying away from too much repetitive content? I feel like this kind of goes in with the money thing too.
We just keep reinvesting
Exactly.
Keep
Reinvest.
reinvesting and keep reinventing.
and growing.
Because sometimes we like to, I mean, everyone
Expanding.
likes to do something that no one's ever done before, but there is such a thing as reinventing, especially on YouTube. Reinvent something that's been done. You're not copying it by any means. You're reinventing. So reinventing and reinvesting.
But we're always
That's our
pushing
slogan.
how to do stuff better, to do stuff bigger. How can we do this even in a better way of filming it? How can we make the storyline better? You know, there's so many things that we've only gotten better with time.
This is the first year that I can remember in a very long time. This is the first year I can remember us not having to like think of ideas. Like we have so many, there's so many possibilities. And I think that is one, us opening up our like span or our mindset in one, how much we want to spend on a video, but also going down to one a week, taking more time, getting more creative,
we
stuff
got
like
so
that.
many ideas. It's just a matter of you know, making it happen. Like it takes a lot to put together a video, even like surprising everyone with this Raptor. We had to find the Raptor. We had to find a good one.
Get
And
Crandall
we had to
out
get
here.
all the parts. We had to get Crandall here. Like there were so many moving components.
It's been in the
and
process for like a month.
we put the time in, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. We make it happen, dude.
But yeah, I guess especially in the last 6 months, it's been like normally it's like, what are we gonna do next? I mean, it's a fun thing, but it's really stressful because it's hard.
We're like
But-
turning down videos right now.
But now, yeah, it's like, okay, how do we schedule what we are about to do, which is such a dope thing. That's why like this summer, every summer's been great. All summers are great, but like this summer has been incredible because we have not really had to
it's just like, what video should we do?
scramble or stress ourselves out over what we're gonna do. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like,
just like, what can we get here, and like, what's the best way to
and
do
how
this?
can we do what are this idea the best?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, as far as the question, like, what do we think about the longevity of that? I
Well,
mean, I think we're only getting better.
Other than the thin ice vids, we've never really repeated ourselves.
Yeah.
Straight up, we never
No.
have. And even if you watch all the, like, I guess they might have gotten to a point where they started feeling repetitive, but that was just because at that time they were going so viral. It only made sense to keep pumping them into the algorithm.
Yeah.
But like otherwise, like, you really don't see us do too many things twice, other than maybe ride the track on like pit bikes
Yeah,
or
and-
dirt bikes.
and
But
that's
But even that,
the
we've
one-
never done
we
the
like
exact same
that.
thing.
That's why it's like we don't. People always say like do more riding vids. For one, we feel like we're copying ourselves. We feel like we're just doing the same thing again. It's like we just did that 2 weeks ago. Let's do something new
Right.
to
And
keep
that's,
stuff fresh.
I'd say, yeah, that's the only thing that would ever get repeated. Like, you know, we probably do a little less snowmobiling videos now, but still a lot of snowmobiling. That's gonna feel like it's repeated because a video of a snow machine doing something is probably gonna feel like another video of another snowmobile or snow machine, whatever. But other than that, like, yeah, we're only getting better. We're only progressing more.
And we're still doing the videos with the snow machines, you know?
That's
Like,
what I
even think
love.
about that.
There's
Like,
still gonna be
we
some.
just space them out. So that way
Right.
it doesn't feel like we're copying ourselves. Whereas if you're a YouTuber where you're like, all I do is make dirt bike videos,
and in the winter,
that's how you
it's
start
snowmobile,
repeating
that's
yourself.
it,
It's
yeah.
like, how the fuck, what do I do next?
Yeah, you put yourself in a box.
Luckily for us, we like doing pranks and making our friend think his truck got stolen and blowing up basketball.
Yeah,
So
yeah, last thing on that, it's crazy to think way back. I know we've maybe mentioned this before, but the repetition thing, it's how we got started doing just about everything. Like you said, made the shifter cart video, and we were so stoked because it blew up, got 30K views or whatever, and we were like, well, should we get another shifter cart? Should we make another video soon? Let's go rip that thing. Let's make another shifter cart video. And CJ said, no. If we make another shifter cart video, and let's say we make another one after that, guess what we are? A shifter cart channel.
Yeah.
You guys want to be that? No. And it was just some proper insight. And then what came to be what it is now, like where we don't repeat. We try not to repeat ourselves.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the channel. Also, like, dude, nobody knows what our next video is going to be.
straight up, you
Nobody
never
knows
know.
what our next
You
bit's
never
gonna
know.
be
Yeah,
in a
that's the thing,
video.
like, I hate to drag this question on any longer, but I've gotten to the point where I look at like YouTube algorithm and like the best way of maximizing your viewer retention, and obviously the higher your viewer retention is the longer that a person watches the video. If they watch the whole video from start to finish, that's 100%. If they watch half of it, it's 50%. You want a high view retention because that makes YouTube push your video to more people. You can get more viewers, you can get more subscribers, more success overall. If we would just do one solo bit, like whatever the thing is titled and thumbnailed after, we only did that, and when it's done, it ends abruptly. That'd be the best way at maximizing our viewer retention and possibly even just getting us more views, more subscribers overall. But at the same time, it's like we've just done it this way for so long where it's all these bits. And I feel like it's just more entertaining and it's more like personable. And it just makes for a way better show if you can get into it and start connecting with the, you know, the characters and all that. And it's made for a much slower route, in my opinion. But at the same time, it's like we got some of the best subscribers on YouTube, in my opinion, because they feel like they know us because they have been so involved in our lives, because we don't just go and do a video of us doing the one thing and keep it right to the point. Like we add our touches in. And yeah, so I don't know. I've thought about that, though, quite a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the slow grow has built the best following, the best supporters.
Doing it the way we have, yeah.
Yep.
Mike, here's a question for just you. Where do you get the ideas for clothing designs / who would be a dream client to do graphic design or clothing work for?
Well, the ideas come from all over. Luckily, we live in a world surrounded by basically the internet, you know, social media. Luckily, I have these guys sending me, they'll say, this is sick, and then send it over. And then I go, that is sick, you know, save it, boom, onto there. There's plenty of places online to get inspiration. There's plenty of places online to get like design elements, but dude, I don't know. It's always been just sit down. Okay, what's cool? I bring up the ones that I do have saved, kind of go off there, kind of go, I don't even know, dude. It's weird. The process.
It's incredible because you're putting out like what 30 new designs like every 6 weeks.
Right.
Dude, you guys should see Mike's font book.
Even that
You should also see Mike's puke board of
Yeah,
the designs that
that's
don't
funny.
get used.
I call it the puke board because
Dude, like sometimes
It's
he'll be
just
like,
like, yeah.
"Oh, I feel like we should use one more shirt," and we're sitting there in our merch meeting. I go, "Dude, pull up your puke board," and we'll pull up his puke board, and there'll be a thing on there from like 4 months ago. And I'm like, "Dude, that's fucking sick! Like, let's do that." Or then we maybe alter it a tiny bit, but
yeah, it'll pull
He's
up
got
or
endless
pull up the
designs.
puke board from 4 drops ago. Yeah, and then it's like, whoa, wait, I never even saw that from last time. So that's fun. But yeah, even the font thing. If those of you who don't know what fonts are, it's the I don't even know how to describe a font, but the way a
people
text
know what
looks,
fonts are, I
I'd
think.
like to think so. But
How many fonts do you think you have?
dude, like over 2,000.
That
Holy shit.
Yeah.
dude, talk about how I've just seen him type out. So I'll go, all right, life wide open, 3 bars. Okay, let's look for a good font. Scrolling. When are we gonna hit the B's?
Yeah,
Scrolling. B. Scroll. C. Like
It's
like,
starting.
holy
It's
shit,
starting to
man.
get to the point now where like it takes me too much time because I go through all of them. There's a beautiful thing called Control Z. So make like a logo or a design and then copy it and then tweak it slightly, copy it again, change the colors, copy it again, change the colors again, copy it again, add a different symbol. So that is the process. Pretty random, but also like.
How creative do you think you are, or versus how talented at making designs are you? Would you say it's more creativity, or it's just being better at running Illustrator?
like altering stuff that is already out there.
As time has gone on, I'm not really ashamed to admit this. As time has gone on, it's less creative and better at doing what I do, better at finding the right shirt for this, because I mean there's some designs that I completely knock off. You guys have seen that. And then there's other designs that I
Those are like the dummy zone,
yep,
like auto zone
dummy
type
zone,
thing. Like people
the-
know
People
they're
go
knockoffs.
nuts over 'em.
And they love them.
yeah. So those, and like the Coors Light one in particular, I've loved since I finished it, because the C for CBoys and the L for Life Wide Open, the light, like it's perfect. So those ones, you know, you sit down. I'm still proud of that because like I changed a logo that isn't supposed to be blah 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 into that, and sometimes like I can't draw at all. You guys know that. I mean, I really can't.
Yeah.
So if someone else on Fiverr has to draw it for me, that's okay with me as long as the design looks cool.
Yeah, we
Like,
still
I'm
pay
still-
for it. Like,
we still
like,
pay for
find
it.
them.
Still curating it. You know, I think that like I almost consider myself like a merch drop curator.
Yeah.
You're like
you
a
know?
merchandiser.
Right, like I get the garments and get everything where it needs to be, but at the end of the day, if like I'm just changing the words of a cool looking badge, that's okay with me. Like, because at the end of the day, we're just making merch that we want to wear, that's cool, that we hope you guys want to wear too.
I think something maybe to add, just that we've realized, is it's not always about being the most artistic or the most creative. It's just like sometimes the most simple things go crazy, like dirt bikes.
Yeah.
And just a basic font right on the shirt, simple.
Right.
People love it. Sells out 3 times in a row.
Like, it's like
no can do.
Creative in a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
Creative in a way that also brings in a character.
Like, look at Danny Duncan and Virginia Rocks. Shit goes nuts. I mean, what do you do this year? Like 40 million in merchandise sales or something like that?
Crazy.
I don't know where we saw that, but yeah.
I saw 50. He said it's valued at 50 million. I don't know if that's 50 million revenue or just valuation.
Still,
But
that's gnarly.
that's crazy. And that's something that we've learned over time, is we used to think like it was all about
how
necessarily
how
like
cool.
putting like the most artistic touch. And I sometimes see that with like even editors. They try to make this whole cinematic thing out of something that it's just like, just show the fucking thing, dude. Like,
yeah, totally.
You know, like,
Sometimes less
and we
can be
used
more.
to do that when we were first like in our early stages of editing. I feel like we would make something that doesn't need to be this whole cinematic thing cinematic, and it's like oftentimes just make the thing, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
just
like-
show what people want to see.
Right.
Don't
Get it to
overdo
them.
it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, but also sometimes you gotta overdo it. Like, look at Yeezy, like Kanye West. His shit is overdone yet simple. You know, I
Right.
guess some of it's, but anyways, sorry.
But that's why it's endless. Like, that's the best part, is that it's endless. It can be ever changing. We'll probably always do merch because I really enjoy doing it, and it's fun. But
I feel like we never get like backlash on merch or anything like that either.
that's why I really enjoy
Like,
it.
I
It
think
doesn't
people
feel-
really like it.
It doesn't feel, for me especially, or for any of us, it doesn't feel like this money-making thing we have going on. Like it's for some YouTubers, it really is. It feels like a genuine like outlet.
it's
for
all we
people
wear.
to support us, and it really is all we wear.
Like when we were going to go rob Evan of his vehicles,
Yeah,
I'm
we-
looking in my closet. I'm like, dude, I straight up don't have anything that says CboysTV on it. So I had to wear a CboysTV sweatshirt with a flannel over it. Like, that's the only thing I could find.
yeah.
What about
Yeah.
God
All
damn
right.
it, that reminds me. Ken, can you bring me that shirt? Or Evan, can you bring me that shirt?
Dream collab though, real quick.
But yeah,
Figure
well,
that
he
out.
said
Mike and Kanye West.
person that I would design for.
Like, what's
you
your
think?
what's your
camera
favorite
first.
brand that you would make a logo for or some kind of design?
For me, I'd be like sick to collab with like Vans.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that
that'd
for
be
sure.
sick.
Which is very skater-esque, and it's not so much up our subscribers' alley, but drink apple juice because OJ will kill you. Brilliant.
I love goofy shirts, and that reminded me of it. And so I'm going to start wearing, I've been curating a ton of goofy shirts that I'm going to wear every podcast, but I keep
Nice.
forgetting
Dude,
because I don't want to put them on until you guys see me.
That's
I love that. My buddy Ken did that one time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
except
it
for
didn't end up very
he
well
didn't
for
stick
him.
with it, though.
I saw a really funny
I haven't
shirt
seen that
earlier
shirt.
that Ken I think would absolutely love. Let me pull it up here.
Yeah, dude.
I thought that this would just like resonate really good with you, Ken.
Did you see it?
It just says
Resonates.
resonate with you really well, Ken. It just says tax the poor.
it's like parody
Do you
shirt.
agree
I don't
with
think
that,
they
Ken?
actually mean tax the poor, but it's just like they don't mean commit tax fraud unless it's Canada.
No, it's
probably
just a
meant
joke.
that.
It's just a joke.
being that you guys are from the Midwest and most of your viewers could possibly be from the Midwest, where hunting is a big part of some people's lives, have you guys ever thought of doing a video about hunting? Personally, I love watching your bow fishing videos and watching you guys shoot guns. I feel like some of your viewers would enjoy a hunting video from boys.
Short answer, yes.
Yeah, I'd love to do that too, but it's just not something YouTube accepts. You can't have guns. You can't have. They used to allow it, but you just can't nowadays, and that's just the rules. So we got to abide them because we need to respect YouTube and their community guilines.
Unfortunately,
So, yeah.
they got the
That's
thumb.
just the way it is.
And
it's
it's
the way it
like-
is, man.
It's
I would
pretty,
like to do it though.
Like, it's pretty clear that they don't. And I think the worst part is, so then you're going to get a handful of people that are like, no, still do it and just don't monetize it, right? But YouTube still throttles the absolute shit out of it. So then
Yeah.
it just seems like this video that ends
it's like
up on our channel.
work
that
and
has-
time where I'd rather just go and do it and enjoy it.
Right.
Not
Yeah,
have to film it. Not necessarily having to film it, but just
Your
like,
new hobby.
that would be fun.
Hey, you literally can't film it, so you don't have a choice.
I should.
Yeah, and also like we just bought the new land where the track is, but there's
Start
a
hunting
section
that?
of wood. Hey, I mean,
I'm out there every morning.
yo,
like,
I'm not joking. I think
look
I'm
at
like
Elmer Fudd.
Dude, you 100% could. Every time I go out there, I see deer.
Evan and I
Wabbits.
are gonna deer hunt that this November.
Are
Did
you?
get that
Yeah.
passed by
Dude,
the
you-
landowners?
Yeah.
Wait, what? But yeah,
You'll definitely see deer, dude.
I looked. Well, so looking at the pond is full of deer tracks. I'm like, let's try it. Let's go out
You
there.
should.
Well, like now, I'm like, can you imagine? I have my own hunting land. And
Yeah,
I
there you
think
go.
I looked it up. I think it's rifle zone because I don't have a shotgun.
I'll come
so-
with as long as, well, Evan, not to point you out, but if he gets into the tees too much, I don't know how comfortable I feel with him having a gun around me.
Yeah, is that something that you don't mix? Tees and hunting?
Is that even a question? Of course he mixes
No,
it.
I was like,
I don't think you can hunt in Minnesota and not drink. I think
I think that's
ille-
probably
it's
the
illegal to not. I
the other way around, but
actually, I just applied for my permit to purchase is what you need to buy an AR-15 in Minnesota. So hopefully once I get that, I'm going to go and buy one. And
hunt with it.
no, just
Oh,
shoot,
okay.
set up targets, tannerite,
Yeah.
shit. But you can't even blow up tannerite
Yeah,
either.
you
Like
can't
we
do
can't
it
do anything
anymore.
with fireworks.
we used
Oh,
to,
right.
and that was like
tannerite.
So fun,
nothing.
dude.
It does suck because honestly, like blowing stuff up
So
is
awesome.
so like that is a passion of ours.
Yeah, it's exhilarating.
And we've had to keep that off camera,
And
now.
it's something that's something we'd probably repeat because it's just never not fun. We blew up the dishwasher.
Dude, we were blowing up
Just
everything
like-
for a while.
Everything.
Like we blew up all our garbage
couch.
cans, like just
The jet
a
ski.
yeah,
Jet ski was
like
awesome.
dude.
And we were doing it all in an HOA
Right in the
development.
middle, yeah.
Middle of people's sheds. It
That was fun
bad,
times.
dude.
Fun times.
That was fun times.
Different times. We were still getting demonetized at that point,
Yeah,
but I
right.
think we were just like, oh, video must have got demonetized.
We just didn't look into anything. We were so dumb, dude.
Yeah.
Well, it was different too. It
was different, yeah.
We cared, but it was like, well, I guess that's
Whatever.
just part of another step.
right.
Did y'all ever think you would be successful and that this would turn into your business?
I don't want to say I knew, but I always just like was striving for it so hard. Like making YouTube videos is the only thing I've thought about for like the last 6 years, over the last 6 years now, you know? And it's just like, I just wanted so bad. But no, obviously you never know,
Yeah.
you know, but all you can do is just dream and keep focus on that goal and keep working at it. Like I had a vision board I made, which is basically you put up a bunch of things that you have that you want in life, and whether it be like good health, which is one of the things on it. I had like 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I had a GTR on it, like all these things, and I would always look at it every morning before I would go to work or whatever I was doing, you know. So I don't know. It's just that was a goal.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know.
For me, it was opposite. Well, right away when you said let's make a channel, I don't know if I've said this before, but I was like, dude, you know how hard it is to get big on YouTube. That
I
was
do
me.
remember you telling me that. You're like, we're going to be able to get more followers on Instagram than YouTube.
Yeah, and I was just like, and I was still down. I mean, for a small moment, I was like, yeah, I'll help you edit, whatever. But I was like, nah. And then of course, this made me sound really stupid. I was like, dude, I've tried YouTube before.
It didn't work.
Please don't go dig up my old videos.
It is
I mean,
tough.
It's tough to watch those. No.
Oh, not those, but
But yeah, I was like, I was the naysayer. I was like, dude, like a lot of people say, it's not, you want to be a YouTuber, but the cool thing is that you were driven and it made me driven. And then once the views, the slight amount of views and slight success came, I was completely changed. I said, we have something here, which you were already saying. And then everyone else has started saying it too. We have something here. And then the drive completely changed.
like
For
looking
me.
back, I feel like, well, I mean, I was just at such a low, just rock bottom. It was like only way you can go is up from here. And it was just in a weird sense, it was very comforting. Like I almost feel like that was like the most comforting time I've had even before now, because it was just like I really didn't have anything to lose, and I just like had this idea, and I just was
Something to
trying
really work towards.
and yeah, I don't know, it was just something comforting in that. I don't know, looking back, I just remember just being very comfortable. Like I felt good because it was like I have something to aim at.
Yeah. I was confident that we could get views. And I know that's not what it's all about, but I was confident that people would be somewhat interested in something we're going to do. I was confident in that, but never turning into a business. You know, never making an LLC. I mean, even that when it changed, okay, we need to make a business so that we can get a joint bank account and that money, the small amount from YouTube can go in there. Yeah. Even once that happened, I go, oh, this is cool.
Honestly, I didn't know that it even was possible to be as big as we are now. And we really aren't that big in the grand scale of YouTube. But, like, so to be honest, I didn't know we'd be, like, this level. You know? I thought maybe, like, coolest would be, like, buying some cool parts for my Subaru at the time and, like, just dirt biking and stuff. I don't know. But, yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know if you guys feel this, but I've always felt like every single step of the way, like at 10K, 100K, 500, a million, I've always felt that we are like doing such a good job, and I'm so proud of us. I've never been like, man, I can't wait till we hit 1.7 million subscribers. Like, I wonder how that's going to feel. Like, I've always just like focused on the present and how good it feels just to like have what we have.
Yeah.
I always, I guess, thought about like, man, 1 million's going to be cool. But even at that, I was like, I think even right now at 250,000, like, I'm just so proud of like where we're at.
I definitely like that outlook on it.
Grateful, yeah.
Yeah, like every time it happens, I mean, especially 1 million, that's huge. We're not like, all right, 2 million it is. I mean, we dwelled and celebrated, like genuine celebration.
Yeah.
For not only 1 million, but for everything, 250, 500, everything.
Yeah, like every like honestly, the entire step of the way. And I always knew like, dude, we're killing it right now. And I just can't wait for like this to just continue on with just like this mindset and this, like everyone's attitude towards it. Cause I think what we have is great. And I mean, we could go and do anything. I think go into like any industry with like the same attitude and work ethic, we could kill it. Like I said on like this talk show I was on the other day, and I was like, honestly, I think if we wanted to be like a lawn care crew, we could be the best in the area.
We would honestly kill it. Yeah.
And he was like,
we'd be working our asses off, dude. We'd be showing up like plowing driveways.
As long as we got Evan on the team.
He goes, you guys would have those lawns done in record breaking times.
Dude, I think that they're out of, I guess my piece of advice for no matter whatever it is you're doing, you got to just keep focusing on that next step. Don't focus on 3 steps ahead. Just, well, I mean, it is good to consider that, but just take it one step at a time, no matter what you're doing, and you will very slowly grow and do something, but you just don't want to not even take a step at all, because then nothing happens.
Yeah.
Like straight up,
better
nothing
take
happens.
a really small step and then be happy that you made that step. Then then being scared to take a big one and then not doing it at all.
Yeah,
you know, you got to have some. If you want something, you got to just go and take initiative and go and try and get it. You know, try and start working for it. That's the first thing you got to do. You know,
and then shit happens fast. Like I think like the smaller steps you take, the faster things happen.
No, 100%. And you're focusing on just when you're in it, it goes by so quick, dude. I don't know.
I heard this really good analogy. It was, I believe it was a kid, and it was the older sibling was stressed and said, I have to find a new apartment, I have to graduate from college, and I have to get a job. And the kid goes, that's just 3 things. And like you look at your life and just, you don't look at them as all they are. You just look at like, I just got to get this one thing done. And then you get the next thing done. You get the next thing done. You get through it.
Boom. Inspiration.
Boom.
Love it.
We do get inspirational on here. It's good.
A little bit.
Yeah.
We got depth.
Right. We got depth.
The only thing I try not to do when we're doing inspiration, I don't want it to sound like we're being cocky. Hopefully no one's taking it as that at home. I guess we're just trying to help and give inspiration and tell you the straight up truth of what we are thinking.
Well, this is just like our business, and our business is online, and it's very like transparent. Whereas like, I don't think our story is very different than most businesses. You know, it's like it's like the same grind. It's the same start from nothing, go broke for the first 3 years, fake it till you make it kind of thing. Like every business kind of has that. Ours is just
Public.
Yeah, exactly.
Success isn't really accidental. Like you gotta fucking make it. You guess like you work for it. I don't know. Is that?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's much truth to that.
All right, I got one last question. It's fitting because it ends every single one of our videos. What does the dog at the end of the videos mean to C-Boys?
Can I answer it since I made it?
I have no idea.
So the reason why,
Just kidding.
you know how like whenever you watch a TV,
Never. That is a good question. I've always wondered that.
there's really not a whole lot of meaning to it. I guess I remember I made it in our college house just because I was like, I feel like this would be a cool little touch to end each video on, and basically it's just like a copyright thing of the date when the video was made, the year that it was made. Just like any TV show, like if you watch it like a SpongeBob episode, there will be like a little thing at the end that would play, or like Jimmy Neutron, they always had the monkey.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Paul. Yeah, exactly. That's just like.
Does that have the date on it?
I think so.
year.
Yeah.
Does it?
So ours just has the copyright sign of the year. I don't know if I'm doing it right, but I just did that at the
But
time.
now it's our own thing.
And the dog is actually, it used to be the mayor of Cormorant. The dog is now passed on, but when we started, the mayor of Cormorant was a dog. It's public. Like, look it up. Dog mayor. It'll be Cormorant, Minnesota. Elects dog as mayor. His name was Duke. And he had served for like 4 years as a mayor in Cormorant. And the whole reason he got elected was because there was two dudes that were like trying to run for mayor, and no one really liked either of them. So then they were like, hey, let's just elect this dog. And everyone voted for the dog. So really funny.
Duke.
It is funny that you
served and
say
protected.
it like that though. You're like, I didn't really mean for it to be a thing. We've always loved Duke the mayor, but
Yeah.
we didn't. I mean, we saw him wandering around.
We have one
you know,
photo
all
with
four-
him. I
Yeah,
think we've met
but-
him one time.
and
No,
I mean-
I met him more than that. But
Seen
it's
him
just,
around.
He used to just walk around.
But-
Like, he would just straight up, like, walk around the Cormorant store, walk from, like, the liquor store right down, like, Main Street.
But-
You'd always see him.
Yeah.
We
But
never
he was
had,
kind of a
like-
celebrity. Like, you
He
had to get in
was.
line to take pictures with him.
Yeah.
yeah.
But we
Get
never had
security
like
with
We
him.
have a picture when like one of our first days filming with him.
yeah.
That's right.
That was the Bonneville day.
Yeah.
Really?
I got
Yeah.
a freaking camera strap around my neck because I was like, this
not
camera's
dropping this.
$500. You gotta wear the strap if you're holding
That's when
this
Ken
thing.
said he was going to drive the peanut through the Pit
Pit
611.
Yeah, we never. Let him
CJ
live
said
that
he
one
was
down.
going to buy a GTR or trade it
Yeah.
up to a GTR. There was like a lot.
was-
If you
A
go
lot.
and watch that first video, there was like so many things that were like, damn,
That's
crazy
something.
kind of what's like
Wait,
came
did
from
Ken,
that.
Did
Dude.
Ken drive his car through the pits?
No, but
Yeah.
one day I think he will.
will, yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be very suspicious when we're like seeing cars buzzing around and like police, and there's like a giant hole in the side of the Pit 611 and no car, and like we're going to be like, Ken,
Going back into that though,
you finally fulfilled your dream.
it's crazy how what you say, what comes out of your mouth, it goes out into the universe, and it always comes back around into like to you. So
If
like,
you mean it.
me personally, I'm extremely careful about what I like say, and like I don't know, just because I personally feel like what you say, it manifests into reality. So I don't know, I've believed that for the longest time. So
You can be a little suspicious, but not super suspicious on certain things.
I think it's stitious, but
Suspicious.
suspicious is nice too.
No, I agree though, CJ. Law of attraction, good and bad.
Absolutely.
yeah, it's the law of attraction. Yeah, good and bad, exactly. That's why you gotta be careful.
Those were all great questions.
Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah,
fun to
those
do
were
a
good.
little questions.
Obviously, you
and-
picked the more like in-depth ones, but they were all great.
I think we had
questions.
even more. We had to cut it.
Yeah. There was some like who's the hottest female celebrity and worst dating story, stuff like that. But there's more podcasts.
Let's end it. Hottest female celebrity.
Megan
And-
Fox
Ooh.
I was gonna say Megan Fox too.
or Kim K.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think Megan Fox though takes the cake.
Well, you both can't have Megan Fox.
Well, I'm sorry, man.
I'm sticking with mine.
Yeah,
Then
same.
I went first, so
I don't even know how to pronounce her name, but like Ana de Armas. She's a fucking babe.
let me see.
guys
her
kidding
play
me?
up.
I don't know who the hottest celebrity right now is.
Oprah Winfrey,
Oprah Winfrey. No, dude,
Lizzo.
I always
find
had
a
like
hot picture of her.
Mike says
I always
Lizzo.
had a crush on the Harry Potter girl, like Emma
Watson.
Watson. Yeah,
Nice.
But then she got the short haircut, and I got scared. And then she grew her hair back out, and then things are good.
I'll find it later. We'll talk about
All
it
right,
later.
Cool.
Well, on that note, hit the copyright Duke.
Oh yeah, I'm putting that in there.
Okay. I don't know if it sounds like that, but play it. Thanks, guys. Hey, subscribe.